Just want to look at what has happened so far. We've done SAYC 2011, which was when we started out in Bangalore. And in Bangalore, the theme was peace within, peace with others, and peace with the environment. Uh, when we started this out, we did not really know where this is going to head. We did not know what this movement is going to be. It was just the spirit of saying, let's come together, let's start, let's have an event, let's meet people across borders, and particularly people who are doing good work, people who are already leaders in South Asia. Let's get them together, let's build friendships, because the idea was maybe 15 years, maybe 20 years from now, we will be the people who will be in power. And when we are in power, we'll meet as friends and not as people who do not know each other. And we thought of a very different conversation when we get there. So that was SAYC 2011, and that would have been the end of SAYC movement, but for the fact that we were able to take it to Pakistan. And in 2012, Naseem and Hila stepped forward to take up SAYC in Islamabad with a very uniquely Pakistani flavor. And that was a very special moment for everybody because, again, we were in Pakistan, an event that was organized with completely with the faith in South Asia, and it had amazing government involvement. It had good organizing. Focus was on peace, education, and sustainable development, and that was uh, the SAYC in Islamabad. And I'm sure some of us remember how Pakistan felt like. Uh, Having done Pakistan, then last year we were in Nepal, and Nepal was where Jairam Nepali's team, Jaya, actually took forward the mantle of doing this, and we had the Prime Minister of Nepal, uh, Khilaraj Regmi, coming in. And so it was a very important event from the angle of where we stand with reference to governments, because when the head of a state comes to an SAYC, there is definitely a huge that is definitely a huge step. Um, SAYC 2014 was originally scheduled for Bangladesh, and due to security reasons, we were not able to do SAYC 2014. We had a choice of either saying, let us not do it this year, let us do it in 2015 itself, or we had a choice of really looking at saying if we can meet online. And so we've decided, and therefore we decided to meet online because we see value in coming together online, being able to at least, at the very least, meet each other online. So the that is the whole idea of SAYC so far. Uh, so alongside what had happened so far, so alongside what have we really achieved? So there are projects, friendships, and connections. So projects, of which the most proud project for us is the South Asian Good News Channel. The South Asian Good News Channel is a project. So there are a lot of projects. There are, more importantly, there are friendships. There are friendships which are across borders, friendships between people who wouldn't have otherwise met, but they have met because of SAYC. Uh, and there are connections and collaborations. Today, we know so many organizations all around. And today, the fact is that SAYC is happening because there are networks of people who are connected with each other, who trust each other, and who are willing to act in cohesion. I think so. That's the if somebody looks back and says, okay, what's really the big deal that you guys have achieved? I'd say these are the three things that we have achieved. Uh, Also, alongside, there are so many other parallel platforms for South Asia, some working on very specific causes and some working on general South Asia. Earlier this year in Pakistan, we had the South Asian Regional Youth Conference. Similarly, there is South Asian Media Collective. There's also the official SARC Youth Conference, which means that there's a lot of work happening in South Asia. Most of us are friends, but we are not yet fully aligned on a single movement. So there are connections, but there is no single movement as such. The third is that governments have engaged with us but not recognized us officially, which means, I mean, governments are very happy to pop up as guests and talk to the audience and so on. But if you really ask me whether governments are really taking consideration of what we are saying, my answer would be a no. So we've come up with declarations, and those declarations have fed into the SDGs, but they haven't really cut through. They haven't really been able to make a huge impact as such. And we would definitely like that to change. And finally, if you really look at it, South Asia is heating up. And I use the word heating up very consciously because heating up means a couple of things. One is from a climate change angle, it's heating up. Climate change, we are one of the most prone regions to climate change. So climate change is happening. The second bit that is happening in terms of heating up is the fact that nations are connecting to each other. There is friendship between nations. And the third bit, which is present, is the fact that there are tensions also. The tensions are also heating up. So a lot of action in in the South Asian space, South Asia is becoming a hot space. Economies are growing. We are driving more and more of the world's growth. So I would say South Asia is heating up, and the idea of regional blocks. So already there is European Union. Already there's a huge conversation around the African Union. Latin American countries led by Brazil and Argentina are organized. So if you look at it, there is a regional grouping that is happening in the world, and we don't really like. We are trying and getting working on this regional grouping for ourselves, but there are also challenges that we face in this regard. So that's pretty much what's happening.